Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever, wherever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks, and this is now our second office hours for AI Agents Box. Very, very excited about the narrative that is unfolding here. This is the 7th of January, 2025, and AI agents are going to dominate. I'm not sure what else is going to dominate narratives in 2025, but I'm fairly confident that AI agents is going to be one of those. And we're doing a 180-day challenge. This is day two of the 180-day live stream challenge and wanting to bring anybody that wants to join the fun. And that's one of the things we're all learning here together. We've been working on this live streaming format for over 4 years now and wanting to elevate it. And on that note, very excited to have Stephen join us here today, as well as TrueCat. But if you could do a real quick introduction, Stephen, and then kick it over to TrueCat, and then we'll open this up for office hours. Really wanting this to be a casual conversation in the office hours format. But I'm going to go on mute. Over to you, friend.
Hi, my name is Steven. Met I don't know, met Yanks on a couple of other things, but my interest is trying to go from pre-web to Web3 and beyond. So, like I said, I've been at it for a while. I've been in and around technology and just trying to get in early on this one. I missed out on the tech boom of the 80s and 90s. I missed out on early Bitcoin, so I'm like trying to be a little bit more progressive in regards to this wave that's happening now, and hoping whatever I learn I could pass on, and we can kind of go from there. I think AI agents will be something big, especially if they can take away some of the repetitive tasks that we have to deal with and take care of that to free up more of our brain cells. So really looking forward to learn more and being a part of this challenge.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephen. And one of the things I'm very looking forward to is unpacking your abilities with OBS. I've literally been putting forward to the universe somebody that can do that. And I don't know, do you do OBS yourself, Ernest?
Do I do use OBS?
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice. Well,
I use
we could.
OBS. I use virtual avatars, and I use restream in the past, but I don't really I don't really do that anymore. I just usually just stream to my YouTube.
Yeah, fair. Well, and this live stream's going out to LinkedIn and talked about a little bit on social media marketing yesterday. But anyway, thanks for the additional details there. And over to you, TrueCat.
GM. I'm True Cat or Katrina from Sydney, Australia. So bringing an international flavor to the live stream today. I've been around DAOs and crypto for a few years now, and currently working at or on, not at, working on independent crypto media. So the way that I make sense of things is and learn about them is to kind of write about them. So I want, just like everybody else on the planet, I want to write about AI agents in the next month or so. And yeah, just trying to make sense of it all and find a kind of a focal point for something to learn about and write about that helps me make sense of all of this. I'm generally not particularly pro AI, just because I feel like it really doesn't match human intelligence, and people seem to be acting as though it can do that. But I absolutely value it as a tool, and I think it will allow us to do amazing things if we stay in control of it.
Yes, no, absolutely. And I will absolutely identify with like the current like AI tooling that we've seen. And that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to unpack through this 180-day live stream challenge. So, this is the Google Docs that we're working off of. And real quick, just to put it out there, we've got the link tree set up, and the Google Docs is linked on the link tree. And one of the things that I'm committing to right now is to do an office hours here throughout the rest of this week. This is Tuesday, so that'll go through Sunday. And what I'm going to do here is get the lettuce meets created for that. And one of the things I'm going to try from a workflow standpoint is putting the lettuce meet on the Luma event. And then when we get that finalized, then we can get that event scheduled. So that way we can just focus on Luma for now. And anyway, so looking here, so one of the things, document tabs, this document has tabs on it, and you might have to use the toggle header here. Depends on how that you're looking at it. A mobile device has a little different type of deal. So I'm going to just start off here real quick. Question that Ernest put in here. Are we looking to create one stream, or is each streamer looking to create a stream? I'm absolutely embracing the idea that the more that people can do their own, because, the more that you create your own personal brand, the more control that you'll have in owning things. And I'm a huge fan of two types of branding. And this is one of the big takeaways that I had. Let me just mark this as a check mark here. Check. So, yeah, and one of the cool things about Restream is that it's really easy to amplify. So, like Ernest, for example, if we wanted to do a deeper dive on a particular AI tool or an AI agent or whatever the case may be, that's something that we could collaborate with on, or whatever the case may be. One of the things that I'm wanting to do at some point, whether we launch it here in January or February, I'm wanting to launch a We Own podcast, and I'm wanting the season one of the We Own podcast to be the rise of AI agents. And I think that we can really see the rise, especially of on-chain AI agents. So this is something too that would, have no problem like opening up the kitchen, if you will, as far as helping people navigate what that looks like. And this is something too that's very open right now. This live stream is being facilitated using Restream, and this is the 3Win social ecosystem account here. So that's something that we can collaborate on. And the goal would be, of course, for somebody, if they're streaming regularly, for them to get their own account. But just going over here to restream.io, and I'll throw this on. Oh, I'm logged in on this. So here's the what the back end looks like. Let me open up an incognito where I'm not logged in. So one live stream, 30 destinations. This does have a cost component, and I think that we're on a slightly different plan, but it's somewhere like between professional and business, I believe. Um, I'm not even sure. It doesn't even look like we might be grandfathered in on a different plan. So that's an opportunity there as well. But so one thing that I would like to talk about, really positioning AI agents box as a community, and really wanting it to be the premier community, on-chain community for AI. So what things make a great community? And I'm gonna let some people chime in some thoughts on what things make a great community.
Common ground, common goals.
Common ground, common goals. And since you mentioned common ground, I'm going to go there real quick, just to plant a seed, because really planning to use AI agents box and also invest local to do a on-chain community here at Common Ground. So common ground, common goals. I would absolutely agree. And that's one of the things too, really want to foster a collaborative spirit on wherever the community conversations do unfold. One of the things that I mentioned, and I don't know if I've got it on the tab here, like, and let's actually just let's just put that over here ahead of this common, or let's just do goals, and we can add order. Common ground, common goals. What's some other thoughts?
I think Steven said consistency in the chat.
Consistency,
Oh, there we go.
yes. And the prevailing thought too around using the lettuce meat here for these office hours through this week is I would really like to get some consistency around time of day, and whether it's in office hours. I can't remember if we were live when I mentioned a podcast. So, and I'm gonna just do some indented. Oh, I'm gonna put a podcast we own.
Lois says activity in the chat, active
Active.
participation.
Yes, as long as people are adding value, because I don't really get personally a lot of value out of just noise. And some people might consider that participation. And this is one of the things that like I think that anyway, yeah. And one of the things too, consistency, common ground, common goals podcast, communications, mind mapping, ongoing. Um, so we've got some really good things here. Go ahead, Ernest.
Um, I like when there's a care aspect to the community, right? Like within the goals and the vision, generally some type of support, or caring going on, whether it's, in more personal interest, lifestyle type of communities, or even business communities. Um, in a business community, you're just taking care of each other, making sure they're not getting hit up by Discord scams or Telegram bots. Um, in Web3, the Discords that really make an effort to protect people from scams and alert people with scams, that's at minimum, a caring activity. But obviously, whatever care is appropriate for whatever project or community is formed.
Yes, and I had to throw in our Feld culture here on screen: fun, earning, learning, and giving. And I put this in the Google Docs, so when I copy and paste it, duplicate it for tomorrow's day 3. So, and that's one of the things too. Like, it seems to be a fairly common trend to have a manifesto. And let me add that. Let's see, manifesto. What is our manifesto as a community? And that probably would go under the common ground, common goals.
Yeah, it's part of the identity of the community, right?
Absolutely. And I'm going to do a little indent here on the consistency.
A lot of business communities don't really have manifestos, right? They have more traditional
They
goals,
they have
visions.
they have an employee like thing that's dozens of pages because they have an HR, and it depends on what the scope of the business is. Because There's still a lot of people that still work for small businesses that might not have HR and legal teams and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
growing
if you think
two
about,
cats as growth.
yeah, if
Go
you
ahead.
think about what makes a community different to just a group of individuals, it's the bonds between people. It's the shared experience, shared growth, shared goals. They're the things that turn it into a community rather than just a bunch of people.
The sweat, blood, and tears and breaking bread together.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the things too that I love about this live stream format is that we get to build in public, hang out, mastermind, and one of the things too is I'm like I am Lotus can attest how much that I love exploring tools, and we do have quite a large tools database, and already mentioned planning to do Common Ground for Invest Local and AI agents dot box. And I can't remember if we had any conversations about rndow.io, but this is something that I'm likely going to facilitate some conversations to see if there's some interest in collaborating with them. If we do a token, there's a safe agreement where RNDAO as a DAO would get 10% of any projects that they incubate. So that's the main why we wouldn't want to do that dynamic. So, but anyway, go ahead
Yeah,
if you're.
I had a Dowpunks grant to do a research project together with the other Gaia that's in the RN Dow a couple years ago. I like them.
Nice.
Really good folks. Really good
Yeah,
production
I
of
participated
research.
in their. They did a Arbitrum Lab Tech hackathon, and I participated in that. I think that was like October, November-ish, and I also had some side conversations around edu chain dot club, which is I submitted a project for Dora hacks back, and that's here. We make organizing clubs easy, and just to go on a slight tangent, that's absolutely going to be one of the AI agents that I'm going to work on having collaborative conversations around. So, like, kind of what I'm hoping to see facilitated is that we can use AI agents.box as a collaborative ecosystem, and the opportunity to tokenize each AI agent is that's absolutely what a lot of these on-chain AI agent frameworks are building. So that's kind of some thoughts around the modality in getting club framework and invest local and AI agents are basically going to be kind of a copy and paste as far as from an execution standpoint. But anyway, do we? I think we've got some good things. Do we need to add anything else? Because I wanted to bounce back to this because this is something that I skipped over, and we're already 35 minutes into the hour here. All right, I don't see anybody opening up their
Yeah,
mic, so let me
it's a good.
go
I
ahead,
think
Stephen.
start. It's a good start. Something we can keep building on. But I mean, common ground, consistency, the podcast, communications, and mind mapping. I mean, that's a good start in the manifesto that you were speaking of earlier.
Yes, and like yeah, and this would be included in a member onboarding process. And just a side note, talking about a member in our ecosystem, and this is something I think I was having wasn't it with you, Ernest, a DM conversation about the I can't remember if it was um, or not. Let me do another indent here. So like right now there's five of us on the call, and this is something like we're doing a pre-launch, and I don't think I've got your wallet TrueCat. I can't remember if I've got that workflow on Luma, but send me that, and I'll airdrop you the pre-launch team NFT. That's one of the things going to do later today. But Explorer member, $7 a year, and then on chain, and I'm going to just put ambassador, affiliate, growth, marketing. So this is a participation ladder that we're building out within our ecosystem, and just kind of and this is something too that will likely be getting online pretty quickly with using Unlock protocol. Okay, so anyway, let me get over to this one of the tools that we're using, AI, Fathom Video. So this is the email summary, and let me see what because it seems like okay, I'm not going to go through that right now. But anyway, going through the email summary from yesterday's talked about the key takeaways, and I'm not going to replay these here. Let me see if there's anything, and if there's anything that catches somebody's eye that we want to talk about here, let me know. And this is one of the things that we will likely use Charmverse for doing more permanent documentation. So like we can collaborate and kind of get the stuff in the Google Docs, and then we can copy and paste that and use the workflow in Charmverse. But that's another thing that I'm going to work on getting set up here today in a breakout conversation is the HATS protocol for the pre-launch team. And then, yeah, right here. So that's on the next steps. And is this big enough for everybody to see?
Make it a little bit bigger.
That better, Stephen?
Yeah.
Yeah, this every time I look at this summary, I was like, man, this is why AI is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it's better.
So one of the things too that planning to do is just to copy and paste this into I because I really don't think that this needs much cleanup from adding some value because creating nice summaries is a value. And I can't remember if this is the free version that we have, but this might be another thing because you think about like one of the things that we're going to need to do is have methodologies to continue to train our AI agents and our special agents. Um, oh, let's see. Let me find this here too because this is something else that just showed up on my radar. How does everybody feel about IBM?
Well, IBM.
Yeah, like the company.
Oh, like for what?
They've got a AI agents dev day or something like a virtual event coming up here. I'm trying to find it.
Oh,
I have too many windows open and I need to close them out. Does anybody else have that problem?
All the time, even right now. But I also keep trying to set my own record. So my record was 96.
Yeah, I think I'm way over that.
I keep trying to crack 100, but I keep failing at it. It shuts down on me.
So let's see. And I'll have I'm gonna make a list because like I said, I'm wanting to do because part of the content strategy thing here is to do some breakout sessions like creating the hats protocol. That way we don't have to do any tools. And does anybody have any AI enable or tools that they love? We talked a little bit about this yesterday, Ernest, and I'm going to go back to that real quick because this is from the Descript, Pictory, and Veed. I haven't done a deep dive on any of these, but this is like just thinking out loud about a content strategy. Like this is something that can absolutely be done, and one of the things that we as uh, that we can do and planning to do, and let me go back to the window here, is on. Go ahead, Ernest.
I was just gonna say, mostly, most of what I've tried or experimented with is writing tools, just a little bit, um, and avatars. So, like for streaming, I really hate being the face. So I'd much rather use a digital image. So I've used everything from like just little avatars that can mirror, my face, expressions while I'm talking and stuff. Um, and um,
Your
in
doppelganger, your
streams.
digital twin.
Yeah, so like that's always been one of the big interests for me. And um, the AI protocol has some avatar character generation type things. Um, that is a little wonky right now, and there's stuff still coming down the pipe. Um, Currently, I bought like an AI pod that I can put an NFT into, and then it animates and turns my NFT character into the the face of the AI that you train, and you get social media rights and all this stuff with it. And it takes 7 days for the process, because I'm assuming they're kind of having to do it manually. And currently, right now, I'm having problems with their app accepting my tokens, their protocol tokens via Polygon. So I have a ticket in with that, and I should have and hope to have something to test in that way in a week and a half or two.
Gotcha. And what I was thinking here is the opportunity to, us create a framework for creating content. Because like I don't know how much time that I personally want to spend creating well thought out content. Like right now, my main focus personally is to do this 2 hours of live streaming a day. And one of that hour may be like doing a podcast live stream. And one of the things that I like thinking through from a value creation standpoint, the opportunity to, you know, token gate the live stream to just, our community members, and then, where they can participate in the live stream and ask questions, maybe like an AMA format towards the end. But just thinking out loud here, that's something that will continue because one thing that I know that I want to do is to launch this podcast, and whether it's here in January or February, I would absolutely prefer to have it launched before ETH Denver, which is like the last week of February. Token Gate streams and videos. Let's see, and let me find a let me do this. Let's do this. Let's just do a new tab down here, and let's call this rename tools to
Resource page.
explore. Yeah, resources.
So so I was thinking in a stream, it might be interesting to have the AI character interview me or us, any of us, any of us in the group that learned something that week or that day or that's put something together. And then if you could have, instead of being the AI being the know-it-all, just be my interviewer. Ask me good questions, pick up on my questions about your questions so that I can get clarity on your question as interviewer. And um, then all you need is kind of like a script, I would imagine, and it would become a routine of what types of questions you ask. And you should be able to give that AI character or agent your press release, right? So generally what happens is somebody that gets interviewed that turns into media, right? You give a press release, somebody picks it up, says, okay, we'll ask you questions about your press release, not ask you questions about, what you're doing at your desk in Congress. And you have then that kind of agreement that frames the interview. And then you have the AI agent, that's all spiffy and maybe an NFT or whatever, ask questions. And that could be an interesting format. Does that make sense? Instead of
No,
the AI character being the pro teaching, it's the interviewer asking one of us what we learned that week, and then we can.
Yeah, that could definitely be interesting series for sure. And where should we put let's just do which rename
And that's just a
content.
brainstorm. But that's how I was thinking, was like, oh man, what would I need help with from an AI as a streamer? What do I hate doing? Well, I hate coming up with the questions. I can
So
talk forever about other people's questions.
the AI agent would come up with the questions.
Yeah, they're the interviewer, and they interview us what we're learning in the sprint. And then it's a live stream, so theoretically there would be guests that would also in the comments section pick up on that. So you would have your AI agent, your interviewee, your guest, and then your producer.
So would that be a daily or a weekly?
Well, since it would take, right, your first show is going to take longer to produce than your last show. So it would be easier, I feel, to start out with a weekly, and then as it becomes easier and to do time wise, right, then you can increase the amount of days. Or as more people come into the group, say another streamer or other people interested in being, if we got 100 people in the group, it might be very easy to do a daily episode because everybody's going to be learning something new every day. So there's always going to be somebody to interview. But if we don't even have 7 people, then it's hard to interview a different person each day. And then, like, if there were 7 of us, each of us could do a weekly, and that would be 7 weeklies in a week, which would be a daily show.
Well, yeah, and I think that we really need to, like, just thinking through the on-chain ambassadors, we really need to encourage people to have their own voice, and whether it's using a digital twin of themselves or just some AI pigmentation that they want to embrace as their, AI pseudo anon self or whatever whatever that becomes called in the ecosystem. But yeah,
Well,
we're
so
really going to be. Go ahead, Ernest.
here's a pitch then, right? So it's like, how do you recruit for agents? Well, hey, come get interviewed by our AI. Tell us what you know. And then the people that more frequently get interviewed become recognized as ambassadors. Or at least, you know what I mean? Somebody that just gets interviewed twice in the 6 months and never comes back is one thing. But if there's somebody within the group that's like every week, yeah, let your AI interview me. Let me share what I've learned this week. Then they become an ambassador just by active participation and their growth
Yeah,
and
it'll be
consistency.
interesting to see what we create for becoming an ambassador within our ecosystem. Don't want it too high of a barrier of entry, but that's something that we can work on. And one of the things that definitely need to be thoughtful about, and I think that this is another AI agent, is you think about like reputation. Reputation is, we can all attest, very important, and attest.org is actually one of the ways that we could potentially do reputation, and this is one of the things that want to absolutely create a meritocracy using on-chain technology and what building here at AI agents. So attest to anything and everything, like there's five of us on the live stream, and the that's one of the things that we're really wanting to start doing too, is using on-chain technology, whether it's a POAP or unlock protocol or a combination of, and that's something that we can also look at automating through an AI agent. Because like one of the things, going back to content, one of the plans that I have, and the one of the things that I'm going to do later today, is to create our custom domain on paragraphs. So like one of the project links that we have here is our blog and newsletter at Paragraph. Gonna update that, and that's but anyway, the NFT, like I am not a graphic designer. I don't know, want to explore what tools, what resources are available for image creation. And I'm going to actually add this under content. I think I'm going to move podcasts under content as well. Let me do a new subtab here. Image creation. Does anybody have any AI image creation tools that they use?
I've been
I know
playing with the
someone.
Photoshop. I've been playing with the Photoshop AI tools only very mildly. Certainly not an expert yet.
Yeah, go ahead, Stephen.
I use Chat GPT, custom GPTs. I honestly still use Fiverr just for ideas. There's also one called Otter.ai that I kind of like.
Like this one, isn't that the note taker?
AI.
Oh,
Otter.ai.
gotcha. Um, Photoshop. I know Canva has a AI capability.
I'm just real disappointed about Canvas at the moment, especially since it's Canva. It's like you'd think that they would be a whole lot further along with it, but I don't know.
And
Maybe they'll get there. I don't
well, and the thoughts here too is like right now this is categorically in office hours. So the opportunity like to do a tools working group on where we unpack AI tools, and then or like image AI tools, and and then work on creating some content out of that. We do the live stream where we unpack some of those tools, and then like going back to the thought that eluded me here momentarily, was one of the content strategies wanting to do, and this goes back into a day by day, wanting to do a daily blog post on blog.aiagents.box and allow people to mint an NFT. And this is one of the things, like you think about us collaborating and creating content. Like here, we're creating this live stream, which is a piece of content, and then going to copy and paste the Fathom AI into a written piece of content, and then give people the opportunity to collect this NFT. This NFT will be the day one NFT that should be available maybe tomorrow. It just depends on how long it takes for the custom domain to get propagated through DNS and stuff like that. But that being said, I don't want to use, because I'm very copy and paste as far as like, here we are on day two of our 180-day challenge, and this is the video thumbnail, but would like to have
Do we
a go ahead, Ernest.
do we still need um a graphic design
For
for the
today?
NFT
Yes, for
or
today,
for yesterday,
absolutely.
your first month?
No,
Do we have somebody who'd like to give it a shot?
yeah, please do, because otherwise I'm going to use an AI tool. And like I'm planning to do another live stream. If this is something that we wanted to circle back on at a later window today, absolutely would have no problem in doing a image tools live stream for 1 hour where the goal would be during that live stream to create day two NFT because I would really like to get the piece of content created for day one and day two because the more that days go by, it's going to be harder to go back and do them for day one or day two.
I'm happy to give it a shot. I'm just not entirely clear what you are looking for. You're just looking for a visual file,
Yeah,
like
so, something
essentially a JPEG.
something that summarizes day two of this 180-day live stream challenge that we're doing here. And I don't know if you could input the AI summary from Fathom to potentially, because I don't know what sorts of things, I'm not well versed in using AI image generation tools to know what sort of things kick out desirable things. But like at the end of the day, I'm more of the utility of just doing the thing. And like, I'm personally planning to collect all of them just to let everybody know. Planning on having them priced around $1, whatever that translates into ETH on base, since that's the native gas token on. And I don't know if it allows for USDC or not. I'll have to play around with Paragraph, but I haven't done much publishing in Paragraph.
So do
Yeah,
you want
I've
I
it
done
to
lots
be
of
AI
paragraphs.
generated? Sorry,
Uh, I
you don't
actually
care.
think that would be I think that would absolutely be a great live stream. Like if we wanted to come back later tonight. Go ahead, Ernest. Over to you.
I was gonna say I would think we just want I would want as much AI used as possible so that we know what can we do, what can we know that we can do right now. So if that's just a little bit of image manipulation and throwing the AI notes into the NFT description, like that's fine. I care less about what it actually looks like personally. Obviously, everybody can have their own opinion. Uh, but I think the goal is to be like, yeah, how much can we use AI so that we can explain that to somebody else, like they're 5 years old, and 180 days from now, we can work on what the image looks like and be picky about like, oh, it's not needs to be more purple.
Yeah, and you think about like providing feedback. That's one of the things that from what I understand, if we create some feedback mechanisms where that just amplifies and should allow the AI agent to become more trained. And like this is the big value proposition of us owning our own agent, is that that's something that we would own instead of going to a platform like ChatGPT or Grok or whatever the case may be. At least that's my understanding of what an agent should do. But anyway, we're here at the top of the hour. Want to be respectful of everybody's time. I'll take the conversation over to Telegram as far in the AI agents box as far as the if we want to do another live stream for unpacking that. That's kind of my preference on the and just be intentional and document our process. And that's something that we could maybe do because like the first one where we're unpacking the tools, that's a different conversation, and just using those tools maybe like on a daily basis to do this NFT could be its own little snippet of content. And I'm just thinking out loud here. But I'm going to stop screen share here. Any final thoughts while we are still here on our second office hours, day two of our 180-day live stream challenge. And oh, I just wanted to come back here. Use AI to do everything, code, design, and market. And this is copy and paste from the Jesse Pollock. That's some of the inspiration for me dedicating this next 6 months, this next 180 days to build something worthwhile. This is a time when it's time to lean in and work hard and build cool shit because these cycles don't come very often. And anyway, I'm going to stop talking.
One thought on the NFT or the POAP is what if the image grew, or the main object or an object in the image grew over the course of the sprint? So like it could be a simple image of a seed and it could grow into a plant. It could be humanoid. It could be a puppy. It could be a Pepe. I really don't care what that, doesn't matter what that object would be. But it might be interesting and not too difficult to generate a character that grew as our knowledge about the AI agent grew. Just a thought.
No, that's a interesting thought too, and I don't know what that thing that we would want to grow would be. Maybe the bot emoji, but let's marinate on that. We can unpack that during the next, because one of the things too that I like having fun is just thinking about like a tokenomics design. You think about like having like a flip book, and I'm just imagining like a digital flip book where somebody might have to collect a certain amount of them to unlock, certain things or something like that. But let's think about what that can look like. Love experimenting with the things, and like I said, we'll take the conversation as far as the photo AI generation, because I think that could be our first tools working group, and I don't know if we want to do that, but yeah. So I'll create. I'll actually create a Let Us Meet for exactly that, and whether it's today or tomorrow, because I would be okay waiting to tomorrow to do a what's it called, the day two NFT, because I don't think that the DNS will be propagated. But anyway, any final thoughts before we bring office hours number two to a wrap here today?
No, I'm getting pretty up to speed with it. So looking forward to more calls, definitely.
Yeah, and if you want to have a side conversation, Stephen, on getting the OBS going, because that's definitely something that
Yeah.
we could add. Like you being a live stream producer, me being a live stream host, and that's one of the things that we could create a role using Hats protocol. This would be another use case for Hats where we could give ourselves a hat to represent the role that we have. We're all here of us participating, getting the pre-launch team, but having a more role-based hat or roles-based hats, depending on what we're contributing to the organization here, our community. So,
Okay. Let me know when you want to have the side conversation.
All right, sounds good.
Likewise.
All right.
Happy to join that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, no, for sure. Don't want to exclude you, Ernest, because again, the opportunity for us to do some breakout things and collaborate, and that's really what AIagents.box is, a community for collaborating around all the things on AI so that we can compound our ability to learn through the universal mind of and tap into that and get our agents to amplify that for us.
Cool. Well, I'll be available in a couple hours. I'm gonna go do some grocery shopping and then be back probably before 7 your time or around 7 your time. And
Yeah, no,
yeah, I'll just be up.
just to recap, the first thing that I'm going to do after we wind this up is create the Let Us Meet for our first tools working group, where we're going to do a deep dive into photo generation as using that for creating our NFTs. So, all right, I see Trey Cat waving goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Until next time.